So you need to go ahead and launch Visual Studio. You should be using Visual Studio 2019. And what we're going to be doing is creating a brand new project. So you're going to select that command. And it should get you to this Create a New Project window. Now, if you are already in Visual Studio, I'm going to go back here. So if you are in Visual Studio, just go to File, New, and Project, and you basically end up at the same place. And what we need is to change the languages to C#. And then what we're going to do is kind of limit what we see here. And we're going to key in MVC because that is the type of project that we are going to create. And then you'll see there's several different types of MVC applications, and we want actually the one at the top, ASP.NET Core Web Application. And you should notice that it says C#, and then it's got the different operating systems. So that is the one that we want to select, and we're going to click on Next. On the Configure Your New Project screen, we are going to give our project a name, and we're going to call ours MVC First App. And then you want to take a look at where it's going to save the project to. On your home computer, it's probably going to put it in a repo folder. Okay, so you can see that I've got my laptop, I've got a source folder, and I have a repo folder. Now, if you want to save it somewhere else, you're going to hit Browse. I'm actually going to hit Browse because I want to put it in a little different folder. So it automatically went into repos. I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to put it in there. And we do want the solution and project in the same directory, so we are going to make sure that is checked. And then we're going to click on Create. You should now be looking at Create a New ASP.NET Core Web Application. And in this class, we are either going to choose Empty or we are going to choose MVC Web Application or Model View Controller Web Application. Normally, we would turn on authentication. For right now, we're going to try to keep it somewhat simple, so we're not going to have that on. We are going to choose Model View Controller. And we're going to go ahead and hit Create. The authentication piece that comes with MVC is quite powerful, and it saves you a ton of time. You don't have to create any login scripts or authenticating. You can actually incorporate third-party authentication into your MVC app, and it's very quick and easy to do. So once you get into Visual Studio, what you're going to have is a MVC project that will actually run right out the box. And I'm going to go into the Solution Explorer so you can actually take a look at the different folders that it automatically created for us. So by default, you are going to have a controllers folder, a models folder, and a views folder. If we expand controllers, you're going to notice that it created a home controller for us. Now, one of the conventions in MVC is to name all of the controllers with controller at the end. So this is the home controller, or you could just call it home, and controller was added to the end. Now, if we expand models, you'll notice there's this little error view model. This is for error handling. It's put in there by default. And another thing you'll probably notice is that the controller and the model end in CS. So they are both C# files. Now, if we expand out the views, you'll notice there is a home view folder, and this corresponds to the home controller. So in views, you will see folders that are named the same as the different controllers. They just don't have the word controller on the end. And remember, the view is the user interface. So that is what the user sees when the app is running. And if we kind of expand out that, you'll notice that we have two different views. One is called index, one is called privacy, and they are CS HTML files. So they are C# HTML files, and the way that we get the C# code in there is we use Razor, and that is something that you will be learning. Now, I said these run right out of the box, and to run these, we can run it using IIS Express, which is Windows-based, or we can change it to the name of the app. And now we can run it on any of the web browsers, and it is cross-platform. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that Chrome is selected because I like running it on Chrome. And as long as Chrome is selected to run this thing, all I have to do is click on that. And then what it's going to do is kind of launch in Chrome this little app. And I can see that it's kind of working down here. And this is one thing that's a little unusual or different about the .NET Core is how these things start up. So you are going to notice this little executable window briefly display, and I will show you why that's happening in a few minutes. All right, so here is my little app. You can see we're running on localhost. By default, it goes to home and index. Okay, so I'm in it went to the home controller. The home controller routed me to the home view folder, and it is displaying the index.cs HTML page. Okay, and that is this page. Now, if you remember when we were looking at the views, we had an index page and a privacy page. So you can kind of see we have home, which is our index, and privacy. And if we click on privacy, up here you can actually see that this is the home view and this is the privacy page that we are looking at. So it went to the home controller, went to the privacy page in our view. Okay, and that's really all that's here. But it does run right out of the box without having to customize anything. Now, to stop this, you can just close it, or we can hit the stop button. Okay, and that will stop it too.